Timothy and his wife Evan have been serving at the Cornerstone ministry in Africa. The ministry is situated in East Africa and works amidst the most remote parts of Kenya.
My name is Timothy Kenya Kerama. With me is my wife, Yvonne. We have been married for 13 years now. We are serving Cornerstone Ministry in Kenya,
reaching out to the nomadic tribes of the region with the gospel of Christ.
Our ministry works to the remotest parts of Kenya. They're very arid and remote areas. We reach out the nomadic and pastoralist tribes that are living there.
These people have also been neglected basic facilities like adequate education, commutation facilities, and electricity. They are even deprived of clean drinking water and often take shelter in the forests.
So in our ministry, we have the heart of telling these people the good news of Christ and showing them the love.
The Cornerstone Ministry aims to tell the nomadic tribal people about the love of God and being their spiritual support system.
And our ministry, we are focusing on reaching these tribes living in those areas through showing Jesus film, through open air meetings, through home-to-home evangelism, through village evangelism, as well as planting churches and discipleship. We raise men and women who can preach to their own people. That's the work we are doing in Kenya, in Cornerstone Ministry.
Over the years, Cornerstone Ministry in Kenya has been able to plant over 500 churches across Kenya and simple structures as shelter for the people without homes.
These pastoralist people who keep the livestock like cows, goats, sheep, camels, they keep on moving from one place to another in search of grass and water. And when we experience a famine in our country, they even cross to other countries like Ethiopia, Sudan, as well as Uganda, looking for the grass for the animals. So it's a challenge in reaching these people because when we start a church, some they move with the families.
Due to the difficult terrains and the lack of facilities around these nomadic tribes, they are impossible to reach and be made aware of the message of hope. The various tribes scattered across the region of Kenya are all destitute people in search for their daily necessities. To cater to the desperate need of clean and healthy drinking water.
But when we provide a well, they leave some of the members of the community, they are left behind. Because they have the source of water, and water is life, and our church is starting growing, and we also raise members of those communities to work with us. We train them, we send them for very short courses to be trained as evangelists as well as pastors. When God provides finances, we are able to send them to the Bible school. And when they come back, they preach to their own people.
Thus enabling them to carry forward the message of hope and become beacons of light to those among their own tribes still searching in the dark. Churches are established as simple structures made from wood and iron sheets, which would estimate to about $3,000, bringing together the tribal people to worship God in harmony and in a place that they can call home.
Also, my wife helps me in ministry. She works in a school for the deaf.
Timothy's wife works in the school for the deaf and carries out the training programs for women who are looking to start micro businesses that will in turn help them to generate revenue that will help meet their daily expenses.
Through this microfinance book, the women have been able to support the growth of the church. They are able to give support to their pastors, and we have seen the churches in some areas are growing.
The ministry is also commissioned to bring women forward in life with biblical and practical knowledge about how they can look after their homes responsibly and be able to successfully break the social stigmas around them. It is indeed humbling to see the microfinance groups be ministered to by pastors who are taught to take on supportive roles in their churches and eventually aid in the growth of their churches. Reaching these tribal people gets highly risky and almost impossible with the rough terrains and the lack of resources to reach out to them. Over that, the sense of insecurity that prevails within their lawless region is often heightened by the attacks from robbers and bandits who go on to attack the pastors and churches in their way.
And the illegal guns come from Somalia to our country, and they fall to the bad hands of criminals. And these criminals, they keep on cattle rustling, and also they cause insecurity. Sometimes our pastors have been attacked by the bandits. Some churches have been closed due to the banditry along the Kenyan-Somalia border.
There is also a constant fear of Muslim extremists who burn down churches and assault Christian converts from the Muslim community.
So these are some of the challenges we face in the ministry.
As I mentioned, we have so many tribes in Kenya, so language has to be a barrier. And in most places in northern Kenya, they don't know the national language, which is Swahili. So I'm from the Meru tribe, and we visit the Turkana tribe. Of course, the language has to be a barrier. Now we have to find someone maybe who knows the language to translate for us, which is not a problem now because in some communities they're embracing education, the kids are going to school, so they help us pass the message along. And when it comes to women now, the women bear the load of the family. These guys are pastoralists. So that means the men from morning they'll be gone with the livestock and the women are left behind. The women have to build the houses. They build very simple structures. So they'll go for miles and miles, maybe let's say 10 kilometers to get water. They'll carry firewood because they don't have electricity, they don't have gas. These women are the ones who will go look for food. And these areas, there is no farming that takes place because it is very harsh, it is very dry, and the soil is not fertile, so they can't plant anything.
Amidst all these challenges, the Cornerstone ministry has been faithful in its calling to bring the tribal people within the churches constructed and into the realms of Christian faith.
What you can say when you pray for the missionaries, the pastors we have deal with very harsh conditions like wild animals. Kenya, it's known of it, wild animals, you left them, but then they are everywhere, they are wild. So on your way you might meet an elephant, you might meet a lion, of course, so it is challenging, but we trust in God.
Today, churches in these regions continue to overflow with young children and women who come to seek the Lord against all odds. By partnering with 2414 World, Cornerstone Ministry hopes to reach those unreached in Kenya and the tribal places. So far, the ministry has been able to raise around 200 full-time and 300 part-time pastors. The pastors are also provided with cycles, motorcycles, as well as projectors. Bibles are the biggest necessity for those ministering, and the ministry hopes it can avail as many as it can to spread the gospel far and wide across the tribal community.
We are partnering with 2414 mission that is coming along to help us to achieve our dream of reaching the people who have never heard about the Christ. So we thank God that we have met the leadership of the 2014, and we trust the people we have not yet heard about Christ will have the opportunity of hearing about Christ and they get saved.
Let us continue to pray for the ministry and support their efforts to reach the millions that are yet to be touched by the love of the Lord.